The long-awaited part 2. Like, very long-awaited. Like, extremely late. I apologize in advance, but you're here now, so I love you for that. Hello Homo sapiens and welcome to a brand new video. Today we are listening to the Tortured Poets Department, The Anthology by Taylor Swift. In my last video I listened to the regular version of this album, and I originally was going to have a double LP 1 hour long big gigantic video until I did a little bit of research, looked at my favorite reactors, and saw that not a single person has done that. They've all split it up into 2 videos because that is completely insane to have a 1 hour long reaction video. So that's why I'm here today, to listen to the anthology separately. Let's get into the track list, shall we? The track list for this leg of the album reads: The Black Dog, I'm Gonna Get You Back, The Albatross, Chloe, Sam, or Sophia, or Marcus, name-dropping icon, How Did It End, So High School, I Hate It Here, Think You A Me, I Look in People's Windows, Joe Goldberg Much, The Prophecy, Cassandra, Peter, The Bolter, Robin, and The Manuscript. And like I said in the last video, I think that a few of these titles are a little bit strange. She did end up saving it with the meat of the matter and the lyrics and the way it sounds and all that, but titles alone, you cannot judge these songs. One that sticks out to me here on this side of the album is I'm Gonna Get You Back, all one word, and Think You Amy. Girl, why are we talking in uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase like we did in 2020? The songs I'm most excited for, I can't really say too many are sticking out to me. The only one that I'm really interested to peek into the contents of would have to be The Manuscript. Like, that seems a little bit ominous, to be honest. I'm very excited for that one. And The Prophecy too, I feel like she could go big with that one. I'm keeping this intro short and sweet. Without any further ado, let's get into the first song of the anthology edition of this album, The Black Dog. Interesting. I really thought it was going to be about a literal black dog, but you know, gotta expect the unexpected. Whoa! Okay! But she can do it with a broken heart. Sorry. Oh, stop! She knows me. The name of this should be Old Habits Die Screaming. That would go... That would go absolutely crazy. Esoteric. Going in the notes app. Okay, that line is way too good for it to just be casually in there. Like, this song, I'm just gonna refer to it as Old Habits Die Screaming, because like, there's no way she did that so casually. Wow, that felt really short. There's no way that was like almost 4 minutes long. I feel like when it comes to these tracks, this might be a standout for other people, but this one isn't really standing out to me. I do like the storytelling. It wasn't as fully fleshed out as it could have been, but I do like it. Alright, next track, I'm Gonna Get You Back. I don't believe her. Okay, Jesus. Oh, I really like that. It's like caressing my ears. Every time she says the word clean, I have the urge to just be like, 1989 reference? Someone look me up. She's really obsessed with the idea of husband and wife on this record. It's kind of cute. Like me and my husband Mitski style. I love that. That's really pretty. Whoa! Did we just turn off the lights? Are we in the dark right now? Wait, there was a tick. The lights came back on. So we're in the light again? That's so interesting. That way that she's saying that reminds me of Tolerate It, like the lay my best colors for your poetry. Like, oh, those harmonies, they're so similar. I love how she's mentioning gray a lot, given that the album is black and white. Look around, everybody on mute. Ooh. This one I really did like the production on. What I'm having issue with is that it's consistently quite good writing, so I don't really need to make note of that, but it sounds so much of the same. Like the production, you could take away the vocals, play each track back to back. Not a lot is happening. And I understand that she's been on tour and she probably hasn't had time to like fully flesh out an album that sounds super interesting instrumental wise. The fact that she's been able to write this much is impressive in and of itself, but I do wish that there is more variety in what the songs sound like, because when there is even the slightest difference in the predictability of the instrumental, I'm like, oh my gosh, delicioso, I'm eating it up. And the fact that I have to like look for that and get excited if there's like drums, like I swear, there's a piano, I'm like, oh, it's not just synths for 3 minutes. I don't want to be a hater, I'm just trying to be honest, okay? I never judge, I only critique. Okay, next is the Albatross. I'm quite interested in this because I'm not quite sure what an albatross is, but let's listen in. Oh, we're in folklore, girl. literally curse of the messenger. They always get shot. Rapunzel core. We're like literally singing folk songs right now. Like I feel like we're in a little circle. Taylor has her little guitar and she's spitting bars as per usual. Ooh. Oh, it's cinematic again. We're in a forest, prancing around. No idea what this is about! I'm so lost. I'm so happy to be in this call right now. That's so beautiful, short and sweet. I can't get over the fact that that sounds like a folklore reject. Like that's so beautiful. That just feels like I'm in a little cottage in the woods, and I love the world I feel in when I just listen to the song. Not even paying attention to the lyrics. That's where the instrumental shines a little bit. Yeah, I really love that one and the witchy vibes. The albatross is a large seabird that spends its first 6 years without touching the land due to them being so well adapted to their oceanic existence. In the metaphorical sense, an albatross is usually referred to as something that causes anxiety or guilt, or that burdens and encumbers. Many also believe that Taylor Swift's outfit for the 2024 Grammys, a white dress with long black sleeves, is an Easter egg to the song since albatrosses are white birds with black wings. Are you kidding me right now? Okay, I'm very interested in this track. I don't know if I claimed it or not, but I'm claiming it now because I'm very interested in it. Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus. I don't know the context. I'm very interested to find the context. And if she's just like shouting out besties, or if there's a deeper meaning here. Let's find out.
Your hologram stumbled into.
Ooh, the piano's back.
Hands in the hair of somebody in darkness named Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus. And
what?
Just watched it happen.
Oh, we're cheating.
Just say I loved you the way that you were.
I miss the old you. Girl, keep it to yourself.
Too impaired by my youth to know what to do. Will that make your memory fade from this scarlet maroon?
Are you flipping kidding? Scarlet maroon. So Scarlet, it was maroon? I'm going feral.
So if you wanna break my cold, cold heart, say you loved me.
You loved me. Absolutely insane. Oh, that's so pretty. We're back in the fairy circle. We're back in the cold. I love it when she does harmonies like this. It reminds me of like Cardigan. Oh my gosh, dude, I want to slap whoever this is written about. Dare I say it's almost worse than High Infidelity. Again, I love how she takes a very simple experience and makes it complex with the way that she describes it. Like, you came home to my apartment with some other person that you were canoodling with. Now, in Taylor Swiftish, what we say is, your hologram stumbled into my apartment, hands in the hair of somebody in the darkness named Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus, and I just watched it happen. That's crazy. Listen, I ain't never been cheated on, but I will be screaming this like I've been through at least 13 divorces. Oh, I really love the rambling that she does. Chloe or Sam or Sophia, right? Like, oh, that's so cool. The fact that it's like a boy or girl, like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter their gender, their name, whatever. It's just the fact that you were with someone else. That's very interesting. I love it. Okay, how did it end? I know the end, question mark? Let's see, Phoebe. Whoa. I have not heard something like that from her, ever.
And so a touch that was my birthright became foreign. Come one, come all.
What the heck?
How did it end?
Wait, we must know, how did it end? I'm confused. How would one not know how it ended?
We learned the right steps to different dances.
Oh! That's such a beautiful way to put it.
Walking in circles like she was lost.
She building characters again? This kind of sounds like another storyline that you'd find in folklore.
And then, how did it end?
Does the narrator not know what happened in the story? I'm a little bit confused, but if that were the case, that would be very intriguing.
Sitting in a tree, D-Y-I-N-G.
Listen, is that both cheesy and beautiful? Yes, I love when people spell stuff in their songs. Like, we're going cheerleader mode. B-E-A-G-G-R-E-S-S-I-V-E.
I can't pretend.
When she takes this breath, it sounds like she's like gathering her thoughts. She's like, How did it end? I actually understand her now. Like, sometimes it ends so naturally and comes to such a slow and progressive halt. You don't really know where it went wrong. You don't really know how or where it ended. I don't know if that's what she's speaking about. Let me check real quick. It sends a clear message. Okay, well then enlighten me, because it didn't seem too clear to me. No one cares about you in the breakup. Only about the breakup! With such fame and notoriety that Taylor has, it's no surprise that it's come on to this introspective on how it feels to go through heartbreak, only for people to brush aside those feelings and pursue the details. It's a heart-wrenching warning that even at your worst moments, you can still be used for clicks. That is a little bit depressing. How did it end? I never really thought that it could be not from her point of view, but from other people's point of view. The narrator being other people. That's very interesting. I don't know if I've ever heard a song about that, because that's not something that happens to your average person, because your average person isn't Taylor Swift. Your average person isn't getting asked how did it end to get clicks and views. Okay, I'm interested in So High School. I feel like this could be Suburban Legends Part 2. I'm not quite sure. Oh, I like this. We're like in the early 2000s. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh, that's so gorgeous. But look at you. I understand. I understand. Ooh, that's like Speak Now, Taylor. Oh, okay, Love Quinn. Okay, moral philosophy. Okay, be serious. Oh, I love that one. So fun. Finally, a little bit of bopability. The lyrics are like a little bit cheesy at times, but I feel like that's tongue-in-cheek with the fact that it's about being so high school. Not everything is gonna be all poetic and beautiful Romeo and Juliet type moment. Like, sometimes you're just with the bros playing Grand Theft Auto. Oh, I love the two melodies. The one that's like, and then the I'm watching American Pie with you on. Oh my gosh! I didn't expect to like that one as much as I did. I honestly thought it was going to be a little bit cheesy, but this is just so cute, and this feels so high school to me. I love it. That'll probably be one of my favorites. Definitely my favorite off of this double album so far. Okay, next is I Hate It Here. Really getting straight to the point.
Quick,
Okay.
oh.
Ooh, I like the guitar. We're getting acoustic.
My eternal consolation prize.
Oh, I can't be your constellation prize!
I'm there most of the year 'cause I hate it here.
You're in your mind most of the time. Oh my gosh, you're there most of the year? No, you're not though, because you're out here making albums and going on to. I don't believe you.
We wish we could live in instead.
I love how she's just like storytelling to me. We're on FaceTime, she's just poetically telling her stories to me.
Lunar valleys in my mind.
Lunar valleys? Is that about me? Sorry. Not everything's about me, unless it is.
I'm there most of the year 'cause I hate it here.
Oh, I really like that one. Okay, I started this double album off to a rocky start because I wasn't really digging it. It was more the same, blah, blah, blah. But I really like this one. I like when she pulls out the acousticness of a guitar or piano. And I really get it. I really understand wanting to have that free escapism. Your mind is like a free escapism. You can paint whatever reality you want to be real. Look at the back of your eyelids and just live in it. I totally relate to that. Listen, sometimes I get up and I get through the day just excited to go to bed and just like daydream. I call it night dreaming. I'm daydreaming but at night because I'm not asleep. I'm awake but I'm like fantasizing in my mind about situations, the prospect of something new. I create my own reality. And girl, I used to be with you, Tay-Tay. I used to hate it here, but it's actually pretty sexy outside, so maybe you should touch grass. Oh, I'm sorry, Taylor, that was really mean. Speaking of mean, have you heard of Kanye West? Have you heard of Kim Kardashian? Have you heard of their relation to Taylor Swift? If you haven't, you've probably been living under a rock or you were not a Swiftie. I'll give you a quick rundown. We don't like either of them too much. Specifically, Bald Man. This track is called Thank You, Amy, and I was wondering yesterday, why are there 3 letters that are capitalized? Well, that's really interesting because the 3 letters actually spell out K-I-M. Kim Kardashian? Think about it. Let's see if she lost her diamond earring again. Ooh, we're folky. I really like this. I really like this.
It threatens to push me down the stairs at our school.
I'm getting mixed signals.
All that time you were throwing punches out
And look at her now. Don't y'all feel bad for bullying Miss Swift? Oh. Yeah, get into it. Yes. Yes. Round and round. Oh my gosh. I love the self-awareness about her singing career.
So I changed your name and any real defining clues in one day.
So I changed your name and any real defining clues? I may be
us two is gonna know is about you.
You may not be as slick as you think you are, because apparently it's not just you and her who know who it's about, it's everyone else, if their theory is correct. It looks like I have the bold glamour filter on, I promise I don't. This is Editing Moon here to say, there's genuinely no way that she thought that no one would know what she was talking about, given the fact that she literally spelled out Kim in the title. And for her to say that she like took away anything that would make someone know that it was about Kim reminds me a lot of the show Baby Reindeer. But the main actor, writer, and creator of the show who wrote this about his real life said he wrote it in such a way that the woman that it was about wouldn't know that it was actually about her. And I'm like, have you had multiple women that have stalked you relentlessly for years? Like, there's no way she wouldn't know that was about her. It's you making a show about a woman stalking you, and the only woman who's ever significantly stalked you is not gonna know that it's about her? No way. Of course she's suing. So I really don't know the thought process between that man and Taylor Swift that they were like, yeah, no one's gonna know who this is about. Babe, be so for real right now. So you went from F you Amy to thank you Amy. I love the progression. This one seems like I stepped in on a conversation between two lifelong frenemies and I just watched stuff go down between them. And they like said stuff in code so that I wouldn't really understand. And I feel like, should I leave? Like, the door is right there. Should I just step out for a second, give you guys a minute? So I feel like it's a personal conversation that I shouldn't be a part of. So that one probably isn't going to be one of my favorites. I do like how triumphant it is, especially as it builds progressively and she's just like, I moved boulders, you know? I built an empire, survived grim times prior. You look dire till you girls check my attire. Don't ask where that lyric's from. But we're moving on to the You song, the Joe Goldberg anthem, I Look in People's Windows.
Are you into me?
Whoa, Jesus. I like how she said she got all of her breath out and then she physically took all of her breath out by saying out so many times. Transfixed! Going in the notes app. Whoa. Are you joking? Someone's a little bit insane. Someone should be sent to the psych ward. But I still understand where she's coming from. Desperation is really interesting.
I'm addicted to the F on the I look in people's windows like I'm some deranged weirdo.
So sad, but also a little bit insane. I really can't defend her too much on this one. It almost feels like an interlude, how short it is, especially compared to the 4-minuters that we've been having. That was just gone in the blink of an eye. I'm kind of longing for more. I would love an extra verse or an extra bridge to have a little bit more composition about what exactly your thought process is. I understand your thought process, but I kind of want to hear it from you. I don't want to be out here theorizing lonesome by myself. That's so sad, but so true. Just looking for their face in crowds, windows, like anywhere you can, just hoping for something that will reunite you once again. Alright, let's try to stop being depressed and listen to the prophecy. Although I don't think my attempt is going to prevail because I'm gonna be really sad.
Pat around when I get home.
That guitar makes me uneasy, like something evil is about to happen.
Change the prophecy.
Oh God.
Money, just someone who wants my company.
Girl, I understand you on a metaphysical level.
But I howl like a wolf at the moon.
She's howling at me, guys.
Table gathered with a coven round a sorceress table.
Ooh, we're casting spells. We love casting spells.
Paper waiting, shades of grayish.
Grage? Dude, she could have just said gray, but she really went that extra mile.
It'll be okay.
Stop! 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 Don't make me go into the fetal position because I will. She's like chanting something. This is what it sounds like when she's howling at me, guys. Howling's very, very, very sad. Who would have known? But I really like the way that she worded that. Change the prophecy. Like, fate and destiny are very different things. I recently took a college course on that. Life is like a boat. You're in a river. The river is life. The motor is the fate of the boat. The rudder is the destiny. So you're gonna be going forward either way, but you can shift your destiny depending on the choices you make. And I completely understand feeling trapped and feeling like, ooh, did I already seal my fate? Like, is it too late to switch things around? The prophecy, though, is just such an absolute way of putting it, and I really like that because that's how it can feel sometimes. Even though that's not true, Taylor, I promise. Next is Cassandra. Very interested. We're name dropping once again. Whoa! That's so loud. Jesus. Give me a warning next time.
That's where I was when I got the call.
The call. Everyone has a call, I think. Songwriters say that a lot.
When it's burned the bitch, they're shrieking.
Oh! We are in Salem.
So they filled my cell with snakes, I regret to say.
Reputation reference.
They say what doesn't kill you makes you aware.
Do they though?
What happens if it becomes who you are? They never spared a prayer for my soul. You can mark
I'll pray for you. Will you though?
it first in a morning warning. No one.
In a morning warning, no one heard. Ooh, we're ascending just a tiny bit. We're not like fully levitating, but we're ascending definitely. That's kind of haunting a little bit. That's kind of a little bit scary. It's giving witchcore for sure. I don't know, I guess it's kind of a testament to like not being heard. Like you say over and over, but no one hears you. No one cares. But the imagery that this evokes is like very storyteller-esque. Like I really like when she goes into her storyteller mode. She usually is in her storyteller mode, but I mean like Betty storyteller mode. Like he said this, she said that, they're chanting this, she died, the end. You know? But I'm just wondering, who is Cassandra, girl? And who is Peter and who is Robin? We'll figure that out in a moment. Cassandra by Taylor Swift explores themes of betrayal, disbelief, and isolation using the memory of Cassandra of Torre, a princess and prophetess cursed by her ex-lover Apollo to always deliver true prophecy but never be believed. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I love when songwriters actually do their research for a song and they like make a great reference that you have to look up to understand. I love that. It's very simple, so it probably won't be one of my favorites, but it is quite haunting. Next, we're going to another one of her name drops, Peter. Let's hear what she has to say about him.
Never to keep.
I feel like I should be a little bit stunned right now, but I actually don't understand what's going on. She's speaking in such poetry that it's turned into just speaking in riddles, speaking in tongues. I don't understand her. She's like the Mad Hatter.
You said you were gonna grow up, then you were gonna come find me. Said you were gonna grow up, then you were gonna come find me.
This kind of reminds me of Neverland, like Peter and Wendy. Like that one line in Cardigan. Just the lines like, said you were gonna grow up. You're not supposed to grow up when you're Neverland.
Cause love's never lost when perspective is earned. And you said you'd come and get me, but
Chills.
you were 25 and the shelf life of those fantasies is expired.
Whoa!
Lost to the
I knew it! I knew it, guys!
Forgive me, Peter. Please know that I tried to hold on to the days when you were mine.
Oh my gosh, that has to be one of my favorites off of this side of the album because that's the closest I've come to actually crying. Like, this album has been depressing as all get out, but I have not once been close to tears. But that's so real. Said you were gonna grow up and then you're gonna come find me. Like, not really a goodbye, but I'll see you in a second. Just wait a hot second. I'll be there. No, you're not, girl. Stop lying. But comparing that to Peter and Wendy is absolutely devastating. Did not need that reference in my life. Just the reference on Cardigan is something I still think about at least 3 times a month. That was a heart-wrenching line. And this song is like the 4-minute version of that one line. And I didn't know I needed it. I can't believe I actually got the reference before she openly said the reference in the song. I really wasn't feeling it in the first bit because I didn't get it and I wasn't relating. But the second I related, I was like, this one has a little kick to it. Yeah, that one has to be one of my favorites. And the little build-up and the ending, that was just ethereal. I love it. Okay, moving on to The Bolter. No idea what that means. Kind of reminds me of Fetch the Bolt Cutters by Fiona Apple. Best album ever created. Let's get into it.
A curious child, ever reviled by everyone except her own father.
Whoa!
Behind her back, her best mates laugh.
Her best mates? Oh, we're British.
And at first blush, this is fate.
I really, ooh, at first blush. Oh, was it Maroon, Taylor Swift?
She just knows she must bolt.
Oh, I get it. She always bolts. She's the bolter. Oh, I love that. I love how she made you wait to actually tell you what the title means.
Hearts are
Exactly.
and escaping.
I fear we're speaking truth.
Then came out alive.
Ooh, listen, I do not relate to this girlie, the bolter, but I think her story is very interesting. I would feel so freaking honored to have a song written about me, but then for her to start it off like I'm splendidly selfish and charmingly helpless, and you bolt after every single situation that you don't like. Love you, made a song about you, put it on my album. I would feel a little bit disheartened by that, but I still really like the concept of that, the bolter. All right, second to last, we have Robin. This is her last name drop. She better make it good.
Slowed down, clocks tethered all.
Ooh, I like that.
Higher and higher.
This kind of sounds like she's describing an animal. She said they're an animal, but I kind of took that as like the human rendition of that, not to be taken literally. But tiger, long may you roar, dinosaurs. I don't know how I feel about that.
Secret, we all vowed to keep it from you.
What?
And sweetness.
I love that word. I put it in my notes app because I absolutely love that word. Okay, I'm really not the biggest fan of this one because I don't quite get it. And Robin, Taylor paints a vivid portrait of a child's world. I had a feeling. When I heard the word dinosaurs, I was taken back to my own childhood when I was obsessed with dinosaurs. And like the sweetness, wilder and lighter, higher and higher. It does sound very childlike. She marvels at the carefree spirit of youth, singing long may you reign, you're an animal, you're bloodthirsty, capturing the untamed energy and boundless curiosity of childhood. That reminds me of Ronan off of Red, and that reminds me of Innocence and Never Grow Up off of Speak Now. I do love when she talks about childhood, though it's always devastating. Actually, all the songs I just named are ones that like always make me cry. That's why I never listen to them. That's why I avoid them like the plague, as Taylor Swift once said. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this one, but I do like the sentiment. Alright, so we're going to end it off with the final track off of the double LP, The Manuscript. I really don't know what to expect. I hope that we end with a bang and not with a piano note. No offense, Taylor. Let's see what's about to ensue. Okay, when I said piano note, I didn't mean if it's done like this. Like this, we're in a movie right now. This is cinematography, and you're not even showing me any visuals.
Said that if the sex was half as good as the conversation was, soon they'd be pushing strollers. But soon
That's
it
hilarious.
was
Oh.
over.
You really had to kill the fun like that. I was getting invested in the story.
And couldn't sleep unless it was in her mother's bed.
Oh, looks like we're
Then
depressed.
she dated boys who were her own age.
Finally.
Said to write what you know, looking backwards might be the only way to move forward.
Stop. No, that's not right. Stop.
And the tears fell in synchronicity with
Synchronicity. Whoa. The tears fell in sync with the score.
She knew what the agony had been for.
Girl, let me know. I'm wondering myself.
The story isn't mine anymore.
Taylor, I'm trying to be happy. Why are you making these soul-crushing tracks? Again, I almost got to tears there. Are you kidding me? Now and then I reread the manuscript, but the story isn't mine anymore? That is such an interesting but yet very depressive way. Not only did it end an album, but what I was going to say is to refer to a relationship as the manuscript, like to refer to rehashing these old events as reading through a manuscript of your lives together, line by line, scene by scene. The real life version of it being this like movie or TV show of sorts with scenes and a score and all of this, but with the memories being left of that real life relationship only being the manuscript. Oh, that is just beautiful writing at its best. I'm glad that she ended it like that. That's a beautiful way to end an album. Even the double album. Alright, the Tortured Poets Department, the double album. I would say this is probably the hardest album I've had to listen to. Because not only is the subject matter semi-heavy, actually no, not semi, it's pretty darn heavy. I can't name one like really super optimistic song off of this double LP, except for maybe So High School. 2 hours and 31 tracks. I've had a few days to think about this album. I I tried my best to listen to it anytime I could, but I have been in this exact makeup and outfit for like 3 days in a row trying to film this video and listen to this album. I even in that time got the white pressing of the Tortured Poets Department vinyl. I also got the Target clear pressing, but Agnes flipping stole it. Agnes, if you're watching this, you're on my rob list. Give it back to me. I don't support thieves. I will be suing you. But this, for me, is a little bit of a testament to why albums are cut down, because if an artist has a lot of really great songs, I always hear the outtakes of albums and I think, whoa, that sounds really good. Why would they cut a song like this off of an album? That was already great, but it would have definitely been better with this demo or this song or XYZ. Especially like with Lana Del Rey, for example. There's so many songs I wish would have been on the final versions of her albums, and even with Taylor Swift and these vault tracks that she's re-releasing that she didn't have the capacity or the time to release on the record back when it was released, or it just didn't feel right on that record at that time, and she's releasing them now in the newer versions. I'm like, why didn't you release this whenever the album came out? This is really good. But now I kind of understand, right? Albums are cut down from having 30 tracks to having like 15, 12, because although all of these songs are great on their own, it's just the quantity of all of this information is very overwhelming for the listener, for the consumer, and it's such great work objectively. And I say objectively only because after I listened to the first bit of the album, I went to Instagram. This tea account that I follow posted about Taylor's new album, and all of the comments were like, the writing sucks. I never want to release a song ever. Like, I want to keep all my stuff to myself after seeing that. Like, there's no way you write like this and people are still out there saying the writing sucks. Like, are you just trying to be different? Just admit you're trying to be different. You're just trying to have a different opinion from everybody else, and you're trying to start drama. You're trying to ensue chaos. With your little no profile picture, go back to your house and you make an album. How about that? You know what? You write an album. Let's see how it performs. Editing Moon here to say this is definitely not a hot take at all. That seemed to be the general consensus when the anthology was released. But another general consensus I absolutely agree with is that the anthology is way better than the regular installment of the album, which is kind of absurd, but I still appreciate the fact that so much good music was given to us. It really is a folklore, Evermore reincarnate, and those are some of my favorite lyrical albums from her ever. And also the fact that this leg of the album was not really produced by Jack Antonoff, it was more produced by other producers, and that was definitely a breath of fresh air. I really like the production on this side of the album, which is something I definitely did not say about the first part of the album. If you want my full thoughts on that, you can watch the actual video. I explain it a lot better. But yeah, I just didn't want you guys to think that I didn't like this album, when actually this is my favorite part of the album. Remember, I never judge, I only critique. But nevertheless, this album is a very impressive piece of work, and I hope I do get to listen to it a few times, even if it's not all in one sitting. And when I do get the chance to do that, and I have the chance to digest it and go nom and really let it soak into the very fibers of my being, in a few days, this is my final ranking. So high school, I feel like I might like. And I'm interested to see where Peter and the Manuscript are, because those are very sad, but they're very well written, and I do kind of relate to them. A little bit more heavy on Peter than the Manuscript, but still, those are the ones I think might be my favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me your opinions about Taylor's album down below. I'm interested to see everyone else's opinions, because I've been sitting here yapping for like hours and hours and hours. But you guys know the drill. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that dislike button, and make sure to unsubscribe if you're subscribed already, and make sure to leave some hate comments down below. Really go wild with it. If you want to block me, here are all my social media handles, and make sure to tune into my next video where I listen to Taylor Swift's triple LP that she somehow dropped while on tour because she's a robot. See you then.